Yeah. Oko nyamili, nyamili. Koko nyamili, nyamili. Koko nyamili, nyamili. Koko nyamili, nyamili. Ibole, ibole. Igbo bunu ndamamihe. Ibole, ibole. Igbo bunu ndamamihe. Ebulianyelu, 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 ebulianyelu. Anamabara na ihe dị njọ ma na-emezi konye ofeke. Anamabara nụ n'ihe dị njọ ma na-emezi konye ofeke. Igbo bụ n'ndike, ụmụ Igbo bụ n'ndike. Igbo bụ n'ndike, ụmụ Igbo bụ n'ndike. Koko nyamini, nyamini. Koko nyamini, nyamini. Koko nyamini, nyamini. Koko nyamini, nyamini. Hey, cha 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 cha. Igbo kwazon, yeah. Igbo kwazonu, yeah. Ihe ji mara ndị emihe bụ ọrụ aka ha. Ihe ji mara ndị emihe bụ ihe aka ha. Ihe ji mara ndị emihe bụ ọrụ aka ha. Ụmụ Igbo ndị anyị nwere omenala dowe n'azụ, were omenala ndị ọzọ bulie elu. Ndị anyị nwere omenala Igbo dowe n'azụ, were omenala ndị ọzọ bulie elu. Ihe anyị na-eme Chineke na ọ dịrọzi mma. Ihe anyị na-eme Chineke ọ dịrọ mma. Ihe anyị na-eme Chineke na ọ dịrọzi mma. Ndewo, ndewonu, ndewonu. Onye ọbụla ebe ọbụla unu nọ ka ọ dịrị unu mma. It is a wonderful day for those of us who still have breath. So let us rejoice in this wonderful opportunity to inhale and exhale, because many are not where we are today. Many do not have the opportunity to exhale and inhale, and here we are. Is that not reason to celebrate? Well, it certainly is for me. Day one, mama means goodness. That is what I hope and pray for you. I hope you guys realize I'm just so excited. Look at me, bright and shiny. That's right. That is an attitude that you must adopt. Every day that you have breath is a blessing. So anamasi Chineke, whatever it is you are hoping and praying for today, may you get it. I already have mine. I am breathing. So I am blessed. And if you are watching this program today, you are more than blessed. More blessed than you can even imagine. Welcome to another episode of Chiism Live. I am so pleased to be welcomed into your space. We, as your hosts, while we're here, we promise to tell you the truth, even if it is uncomfortable. Because that's the thing about truth. Truth can be very uncomfortable. So take what you will and leave what you don't want. But for the most part, that is our charge. That is what we're supposed to do. Tell you the truth. Promise to give you information that will remind you that you are special, that you matter, whoever you are and wherever you are. Let me take this moment right now to welcome my co-host today. Who else but Dibi Ochoaja? You the only one. Okay, madam.
Ndewo no na edukwa era makwa hulege n'obe bọbụla chi bụrụ ọkwa hụ ngozi bụ ife ha so anyị n'ifu ngozi na n'ifu nọrọ anyị n'azụ nọrọ n'aka mmiri nọrọ n'aka ekpe nọrọ n'elu nọrọ n'ala. Ya gazie to everyone, the everywhere of your lives continue to be light.
Yes. Thank you. Welcome, Ichie. Dibia Charger.
Yeah.
Now, Dibia Chie Dozie, okay, Mado. Imare. Dozie. Aye, kele kwa gere akpa yoko totwa.
Yeah. Imare.
Ine kwa ye kele totwa. Your mic is low. Gano.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Your microphone, your voice is a little low, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
It's better. It's better now.
Now it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Simona Ajamu.
Hello,
Dr. Ajamu.
Hey.
You got a word to say.
Good morning.
God is working, right? Here you are.
Yes, definitely.
God is working. I'm telling you, over time, I'll say.
Oh, yeah.
What a blessing. So many good things happening to some of us. So we're just going to just thank God that life is treating us the way we want it.
Absolutely.
Life is treating us the way we want it. And it's all a mind game anyway. Hey, this is the month of Agwunsi. The month of Agwunsi, which runs July the 28th through August the 26th, according to Uzondo, African horoscope, the way of life. What is so special about this month is that we're supposed to express the wisdom of Chineke and prepare for the New Yam Festival. For those of you who are in Nigeria, who are Nigerians, you know about the New Yam Festival. Now, they celebrate it here too. Those Nigerians who live here, they celebrate it. But the interesting thing is the New Yam Festival is celebrated perhaps different times in different African countries, but it is time of renewal, so to speak. So what's unique about the preparation for the New Yam Festival is not just about the preparation for the new harvest. It's also a preparation for you. You are also you need to be renewed. You're part of that new harvest, you see. And so as we prepare for the New Yam Festival, we also prepare for your own spiritual growth and renewal. You know, you can't bring into the new year something that you had way back when. We say abakulo. Usually when it's New Year, you use a broom made of palm fronds, and you know, you sweep through your house, saying abakulo, all the bad things, leave me. I want nothing but goodness. And it is the time also that we're supposed to enjoin all who believe in Chineke to worship the way, and those who don't believe in Chineke, worship God the way you understand best. It is a time for us to be tolerant, a time for us to express the spiritual energy, Eke, which is feminine, and her bountiful earth, obviously, New Yam Festival. We are supposed to express virtues such as patience. You know, take your time. There's no hurry. You know, it may not happen when you want it to happen, but Chineke Mwanya, we say that God is awake. Chineke is awake and working for you. Just be prepared. You know, here's the thing about patience. If you're not patient, you may get what you want, but you may not be ready for it. So if you don't get it right now, it's okay. Be patient, wait. Because guess what? When it happens, when good things happen to you, particularly this month of Agwunsi, be ready. You may not be ready. So don't get upset it hasn't happened, because it will happen. For some of us, things happen exactly when we want it. Some of us, it takes a little bit longer, but the important thing is in the month of Agwunsi, you have to exercise patience and tenaciousness. Don't give up. Keep at it. Go at it. Keep doing it. In this month, express love however it comes. Not just love of others, not just love for others, but love for yourself. If you're walking around with your eyes on the ground, lift it up. Because, you know, we say that Chineke is in us. If that's the case, why are you walking like you're lost? Chineke is not lost. You can't be lost. You can't be the temple of Chineke and you act like you're lost. So love for self love for Chineke is love for self. Love for others is important, but it's also important to love yourself. Because you know what? People may not love you, but if you love yourself, that's all you need. You're good to go. In Agwunsi, month of Agwunsi, it is time for men and women to be careful who you bring into your lives, who you want to marry. Gente, Nuifen. Men and women to be careful who you bring into your lives. I'm hearing an echo. Are you hearing the echo?
Yeah, it was my telephone. I had to shut it off.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So it's imperative that we understand that we may meet somebody and we get excited about that somebody. This is it. I just found a be very careful. Look, if you have not bought, and I'm not saying this is a mandate, but it's helpful. If you have not purchased, go to African, and I'll post that in a little while, where you buy the Uzondo, the African calendar. It's just a guide. It's a guide as far as our ancestors are concerned, how you are supposed to conduct your life. There you will find who is the right kind of person for you. You know, just don't go outside because somebody smiled at you and oh, this is it. I'm going to marry this person. Be careful. Be careful. This is a month. If that's supposed to happen for you, be sure that this is the month that you pay close attention to who you're bringing into your life, who you're making a part of your life. And also, get off the drugs. These drugs that these doctors are giving you, it will kill you. I know. This is the month. Go to your medicine cabinet. Throw all that crap away. Do for you. Look for herbs, natural things, natural healing. Eat fruits, vegetables. Go for exercises. You have to be your own healing, your own doctor.
Yes.
I have found myself going to doctors and they give me drugs on top of drugs. You know what I said? Forget your drugs. Eat right. Exercise. You find that, I'm not saying, if you have an emergency, you go and see these doctors, many of them are good doctors, but some of them don't care. Some of them really don't care. They just give you drugs. So be careful what you're putting in your body and who's giving it to you. Be very careful. So there's so much in this month of Agwunsi that we need to talk about. And I also want to add this. According to our ancestors, we all have wings. We all have wings. And I'm not talking about the wings that the birds have. I'm talking about wings that we have. Chineke gave us for us to have free reign of our environment, free reign to go wherever we want to, open sky, fly wherever you want to go. When we talk about wings, that's what we're talking about. Your ability to do things, not the ones that sprout from armpits. We're talking about talking about wings of ideas by you, by self-love. We fly. There's nothing I find more depressing than people who just don't think they've got it. But if you're walking with Chineke Munachiso, how in the world can't you find your way? Your wings will move you from things that cause you fear. Your wings would allow you to dismantle what is not working. When you fly, you get what do the birds do? You should wonder when a bird is way up in the sky, how in the world do they see that worm? They're paying attention. As you're flying, pay attention what's around you. What's not working? What's causing you fear? Weave and bob your way out of it. This is the month that we are supposed to be kind to ourselves when people are not paying attention. You find a quiet, I don't know how many of you have a quiet place, your own personal shrine. Find a way this month to be in there. Spend some time in there. You can move around this world without making noise. Nobody have to know everything you're doing. It is times when you find yourself in your special place that you do special things. You speak special words to yourself. If you don't have a quiet, secret place, create it now. That's where you air out all those things that are embarrassing, that you find that you find disturbing, but nobody else has to know it. That's the time that you go inwardly. When you listen inwardly, you will hear Chineke talking with you, talking to you. You have wings, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just for those things that we imagine that fly, all those things that scriptures tell us that live outside ourselves, like those angels in the heavenly places. I'm talking about you. Surrender yourself, your hurts. Forgive yourself. If you're not perfect, forgive yourself. Who needs to be perfect anyway? If you find a perfect human being, let me know. I'm certainly not one of them. I think that I'm perfect, but I know I'm not. What I think and what I express are two different things. Nobody's perfect. So sometimes when we think we're perfect, we put our wings down when we think we're perfect. And then it takes just a little bit because of our thought that, oh, we are so perfect, we can do no wrong. People can clip our wings quite easily. We get distracted. We become vulnerable. In this month of Agwunsi, find strength and the faith to go beyond your humanness, and you receive the unlimited favor of Chineke. This month of Agwunsi, you will find that you are strengthened by those things that are uncomfortable, unpleasant experiences, but be willing to face them. This month of Agwunsi. This is the month that before you can fly or even think about soaring, you must believe that you have earned your wings. Have you earned it? Don't keep telling yourself that you haven't earned it. Tell yourself, I've earned it. This is the month I am going to fly. The month of Agwunsi. I'm going to take flight. Understand, not everybody is going to be that wrong way for you. Not everybody is going to be that wrong way for you. You may have to create your own wrong way. You might have to go it all alone. Do it yourself. Define yourself and yourself. Ike Chineke. Now, this month. Take flight, my brothers and sisters. Stop refusing to fly because you've allowed your wings to be clipped by some things people say about us as a people, say about you as a man or a woman. The nonsense that we're fed about who we are that diminish our being. This is the month of Agwunsi. Spread your wings and fly. This is the essence of this month. So, are you ready to fly? Or are you still holding on to those things that keep you on the ground? Before we go any further, I'm going to ask this question. Are you ready to fly? Are you ready to fly? I'm going to ask those questions to Yudi, Dibia Yudi Onyoha, Dibia Chiedozie, Dr. Simone Monet, and Akachi. I am going to ask you those questions. And before I do that, I have to make an announcement about what's coming next month. So give me a second. Not next month, next Sunday. Yes, that's what's coming next Sunday. I want you to be prepared. It's going to be quite an exciting presentation by Dr. Obi Onyoha Pierce, anthropologist, music icon, and a spiritual leader. So it's going to be a very, very interesting show next Saturday. So the question I have for Yudi, are you ready to use your wings in the month of Agwunsi? Tell me about that. Talk to us.
Oh, yes. Always have been ready. Not just the month of Agwunsi, but I've always been ready all my life to tackle life and face it with all its uncertainties. Just like you, okay, Dibia, we were fortunate to be raised by parents that were steeped in spirituality, African spirituality, culture, and history. And based on their experience with the British colonization of Nigeria, we're able to develop very healthy spiritual outlook, as far as how to live your life is concerned. I don't think in terms of human turmoil that anything in your life really, in the long term surpasses being colonized and being enslaved. So as a spiritual person, you kind of develop a very healthy attitude towards adversity. I've had many experiences in my life that kind of fortified my belief that the African spiritual understanding that God resides within you, that Chineke resides within you. Chineke is not this old man in the sky. It's not a pie in the sky somewhere, that you have to look up to. We have a saying, Mona Chiso, I walk with the Almighty God. The God that I seek is actually in me. There are no easy solutions to anything in life. When Chineke, in our cosmogony, Nkporo, when Chineke created the first man, Ifenta, and the first woman, Adam, he gave them a command and said that everything that I have created, all the animals, all the plants, is for your mama, it's for your goodness and for your well-being. And none of them is intended to harm you. There's nothing in the world that is intended, that is natural, that is intended to harm you. Not the tsunami, not the volcano. All these things that are dangerous, if you're within them, are not intended to hurt you. It is intended to keep the earth alive, the earth that nourishes you. So you might be fortunate to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, but these natural phenomena, the tornadoes and all that, are divine. They're not a curse. They're not of evil. These natural phenomena and forces are necessary so that life will continue to be sustained in this world and in the universe. Even a comet strike from space that may wipe out all humanity and all life on earth is of divine design. There is nothing in this world that occurs naturally that is not of divine design. So I'm saying this to you just so that you can have a different outlook when it comes to life, spirituality, things, obstacles, adversity, things that you have to overcome. Even with all the goodness that God created and all the blessings and all the life-sustaining forces that God created, God didn't necessarily tell us exactly what these forces would do for us. Chineke didn't do that. Chineke commanded Iventa and Aja and said, if I show you how to use everything that I have created, you will use it all, Lord. So from trial and error, you will begin to understand those things that are good for you that will help you perpetuate your existence on earth. Chineke is in you. There's always this faint voice in you that tells you when there's danger, when you're doing good, when you're doing bad. You have to pay attention to that voice. That voice is your chi. That is your conscience, the human conscience. Truth and justice of Onogu. That's Chineke in you. To be ready for life, you have to look within yourself. Don't look outside of it. Do not look outside of it. We also have another saying of very important spiritual, what do you call it, as consequence. Madu buchi ibeya. You are like Chineke to your fellow human being, because all or most of God's blessings flow through somebody else. So be kind to one another. Your fellow human being is part of these life-sustaining forces. Humans are as important to the air as the air that you breathe. Humans are as important as the water that you drink. They're as important as the fruits that you eat, the animals you eat. Those things that sustain you. Do not feel that your fellow human being is less than these life-sustaining forces, because according to Chineke's command to the first man and first woman that Chineke created, Ifenta and Aja, it is through trial and error you will be able to mix these different life-sustaining forces in the right manner so that you can understand how these things work. I love okra soup. Okay, Dibia, I know you love Agwunsi. Some people like fried chicken, watermelons, mango, whatever it is that you love in this world. Understand that some earlier ancestor of humanity ate those fruits, and some of those fruits killed them. It was through eating those fruits that killed you and those that didn't kill you that allowed you to understand what is good for you. That's why you eat the mango now. But understand that before the mango became one of your preferable fruits, somebody ate some other poisonous plant that killed them. And when their neighbor looked at them and said, I know now that I should need to stay away from that plant. That plant is no good for me. But they ate some okra. They ate some mango. They ate some guava. They ate some plantain. And they were like, this stuff tastes real good. And they understood that the okra and the banana and all those things that are good for you. And they understood that the poison ivy isn't good for you, because when you rub against it and you gave you all your scratches and your itches, you understood to stay away from it. You now understood that if you meet a lion one-on-one, it will kill you. But you also understood that the antelope meat is good and is nourishing. It is through trial and error that decisions are made. Some good, some bad. There's always a faint voice in you telling you what's right and what is wrong. If you listen to that voice, you're listening to your chi. That is Chineke talking to you. If you hear that voice and you don't listen to it, you're evil. And if you don't hear the voice at all, you're a mental case and you need some psychiatric help.
Thank you.
That's how you categorize and know and understand when you're ready for life.
Yes.
When
Yes.
you're ready for those challenges, you have to listen to what I'm telling you and understand it, practice it. You will come out a much better individual and have a better appreciation for your environment and how important your fellow human being is.
So you are ready to fly, Yudi. I hear you flying. I can hear you soaring.
I'm ready.
I hear the wings flapping today.
Yes. Let's go.
My brother.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to Dr. Simone Ajamu, Monet Ajamu, because right now I was going to go to Chie Dozier. I think he's having difficulty with his, but that's okay. Dr. Simone Ndewo.
Oh, there. Well,
you ready to fly, my sister?
Yes, I am ready
to fly.
Yes, ready to fly.
Talk to me. What's going on? How are you flying today? This month? How are you flying?
Well, I'm flying this month because my prayer is that Spirit takes me higher. Our first, let me thank the ancestors. I thank Chineke, and I thank you, all three of you, for mentoring me and giving me the knowledge and the wisdom. I always pray for knowledge and wisdom, and this means so much to me, and it's so beneficial to me. But what I pray for is to go higher, to grow in knowledge and wisdom, and to be able to see what I have not been able to see before, so that I am able to partake in what I have not been able to partake before, and receive those blessings that I've never been able to receive before. harvest time is always a great time.
Mm.
And I know I had a vision one time. Spirit showed me the earth, and the earth nurtures us
Mm.
because, and the earth is so loving because the earth, she feeds us. As you know, as women, we feed our babies. We have the capability of feeding our babies. So everything that grows up and that is able to nourish our bodies, the water, everything that is here is for our nourishment. And I just asked Chineke to allow me to duplicate that same ability even more. And
Absolutely.
so I look at that and I call that forth. I call that forth, that I'm in alignment with Chineke. I'm in full alignment with Chineke, that I'm doing exactly what Spirit is wanting me to do and able to contribute and give back, not only to others, but to myself. And so this is an exciting time for me. I know when you called me, Auntie, and told me about the show, it really excited me because this is an opportunity for us to advance. Like you said,
Mm.
wings, going
Mm.
higher. It's about going higher.
Mhm.
But with going higher, we have to be able to be ready for that elevation.
Mhm.
Sometimes if you're going on an elevator, there's a really large building. That elevator is going so high, it feels like it's lifting you up, and
Yes.
you have to get adjusted.
Yes.
We have to get adjusted to that elevation. And I asked Chineke, give me the wisdom to know how to adjust to the elevation. We must adjust to the elevation. And, give me the maturity to understand the things that I don't understand and be able to see truth
Mhm.
in this earth realm and give me a knowledge, even more knowledge and wisdom of
Yes.
the universe and how I am supposed to operate
Yes.
in the universe at the designated time, because I think that timing is everything, just like we're
Yes.
coming into harvest. So we have to know what to do at the right time. We're not going to plant crops in the
Mhm.
winter.
Mhm.
And so please, I'm asking Chineke to lead me, to guide me, to help me be more of Chineke, to show up more as
Yes.
Chineke on the earth, that people see Chineke through me.
Show up and show out.
Yes,
Show up and
yes.
show out. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? It's time for us to bring Dr. Dibia Dozier. Professor, are you ready to fly this month? Are you flying already? What's going on?
Yes, so I've been flying. I've been flying.
Yes.
I actually spent months through self-re-examination right from the 1st of August. So I started preparing in the last week of June to enter into the month of August, known that is the month of bountiful harvest. It is the month of preparation towards bountiful harvest.
Mm.
And so I started preparing. But I don't know if you can hear me because the network here is bad. It's
We can hear you.
fluctuating. I don't know if you can hear me. Please
We can
confirm.
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Now I just want to take on this. I want to take on that word, Agwunsi.
Mhm.
Agu, because when we talk about Chineke, we have Eke, we have Chi. When we say that, Agu is the intermediate point, because without
Mm.
Agu, the Chi and Eke would not be complete. And as the intermediate point, it is the point whereby we derive form from formlessness. So, order from chaos, because that's what really Agu is. Because if we do not go through self understanding, embark beyond knowledge to the level of wisdom, which comes through self understanding, self
Mhm.
rejuvenation, self reassessment, what we call self reflexivity, in which I journey inwards and I do it sincerely, then I would not be able to see those impediments that debar me or deter me from flying, from positioning myself. And we cannot do that not self-humiliation, but humility, whereby we are humble. Give to ourselves, we cannot give to others. If we are false to ourselves, we will be false towards others. If we are sincere to ourselves, we'll be sincere towards others. And it is when we have gone through self-purification that we can see the word without bias. And then we will be able to derive form from formlessness. Because before we can fly, we must know the connection, the complementarity, the symbiosis between chaos and order. And the universe means order. God means order. The universe means wisdom. God means wisdom. Universe means God means wisdom. Now, if we look at it properly, in every spirituality, God represents deriving order from chaos. Because before God, no configuration, not we can no hierarchy. We cannot distinguish east from west, there from now. And so, trying to go back inwards so that we can reshuffle ourselves and understand the outer world and how to relate and then change our AK. Because it is when we change our AK that the AK would attract the right chi. Because usually the way it is made in nature, the female attracts the male. So I'm sorry to say here that when us male think we have conquered the female, we have married the female. The female had long married us. No woman will agree to a man she had not first in her mind said she wants. So before you think that you conquered a woman, you cornered her, she had already made up her mind if she wanted you or not. So it is the woman attract,
Yeah.
and that is how it is nature. In the time of the copulation period, you find everything about her, and so so that's the way it is. So it is the AK. When you understand Agu, you strategize your Agu and place your Agu at the vantage point, then your AK will attract the right chi, and with the right chi
Mm.
to fly. That's just my little intake. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I love
goodness.
that. That was beautiful.
Oh, you
So
guys are
well
feeding
put.
my soul today. I want to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Improved website.
Hmm. Hold on. Yeah, you. Yeah. You. Wait, has it occurred to me that you still haven't subscribed to this channel yet? You haven't subscribed, you haven't followed the Facebook, you haven't checked out the website, nothing? No. Hold on, you're missing out. You're missing out down here. You're gonna have some fun. But big shout out to everybody who has been watching us for a long time. We've been doing this for years. We've been doing this for a long time, and this is the biggest we have ever reached out to people. And I do appreciate for everyone who watched the video to the end. It really helps us. We try to give out wisdom and information every single day. Much love to everybody. Make sure to follow the Facebook. Make sure to check out the website and the YouTube. We post 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can't miss that. Have a beautiful time. You have a blessed day. Wonderful day. Peace.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
Loved
that's
it.
right.
Loved it.
Yeah, we
Listen.
want to thank everyone who continues to support us. You see, every good thing takes time. I said
Yes.
it earlier. You know, you may get what you want, but you may not be ready for it. So some things the Chineke just feeds you little at a time. And then when it comes, it's like, what happened? You know, because it just boom. So good things happen at the right time. So for everybody who's following us, you are doing the right thing. Like Emeka said, if you're not following us, you're missing something, because we got a lot to share with you, a lot. So let me ask you, let's start with you, Dibio Charger, Yudi Onyoha. Why do you believe people are held back? Why is it, why is it that people succumb to the whole notion that they're not good enough? You can't do it. What is it? What motivates people to downsize their spirituality themselves, as opposed to soaring and flying? Well, give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, the limits on you is the one that you created.
Yes.
When Chineke created the Fentana, that Chineke says, no one is created by me to be destitute. You can't separate yourself from your chi. You can't leave yourself and start looking for divine intervention somewhere. Divine intervention is right here. The Chineke you're looking for is here. It's your neighbor. You have to understand it. No one created by Chineke is created to be destitute. You have to listen inwardly to yourself. You have to identify who you are in terms of your ikenga. Ikenga is your talent. They said, he who makes money with their ikenga does not work a day in their lives, because they're doing what they love. You're looking outside yourself. That's why you're not happy. That's why you're not accomplished. When you look for divine intervention, you're looking away. You're looking for this pie in the sky, this fantasy that doesn't exist. You keep looking up, but every time you look up, to be honest with you, when you get on a rocket and you fly up, it's space. What you encounter over there is the moon. And as a matter of fact, the moon is not really up there. It just depends on where you are on Earth. But when you are outside the Earth, you're in space. You're in the solar system. You got all the planets around you and the sun and the galaxies. That's what you got up there. So stop looking. When you look up there, there's nothing up there. You have to listen to yourself, listen to that voice in you, identify it in terms of who you really are, what your talent really is. Interpret that voice in you. It will lead you to your chi. It will lead you to the hallmarks of what we call akaraka, which is your destiny, which is the ultimate happiness that you seek in life. You have to be able to look within yourself. Let me tell you all a little story, and that's how I fly. I've always looked within myself, but a couple of, maybe a week ago, actually, less than that, I had a very important investment that I needed to make. And I needed thousands of dollars to make that investment. I didn't have the amount of money that I needed to make that investment. I prayed about it, but I also understood that if I didn't buy a ticket, I cannot win the lottery. You want to win the lottery, you got to buy a ticket. You have to make an investment. You want to solve your problem, you have to make a spiritual investment. What did I do? I didn't look up there. I looked at the chi in me, my chi, Chineke. I got up in the morning, went into the bathroom, went to my sink, poured a glass of a cup of water in the vat that you use to take medicine. And I started pouring libation. I said, God, you have blessed me with the right hand. You cannot turn away and take it away with the left. If you're not blessing me, there's no need me praying and asking you for spiritual favors. My belief in you is based on you providing for me. As long as I have faith and I do the right things, give me a solution. Help me find a way to solve this problem so that this investment that I want to make will become fruitful. Yes. I called on our ancestors. I called on my mom, who passed away. I called on my father, who passed away. I called on my grand auntie, who passed away. I called on my third oldest sister, who passed away. I called on my younger sister, who passed away. And I called on my younger brother, who passed away. I had tried everything. Nothing worked. As I was praying and pouring libation, this overwhelming thing came over me. I left everything I was doing and went downstairs, got on my computer, and called somebody that I've only met once. I've only met him once in my life. I called him on the phone, but when I met him, he was so nice. He was such a cool guy. I called him. I said, listen, I need to make this investment. I need this amount of money. I will give it back to you, but I need it. I need it now. Guess what? He wrote me a check for a big amount of money. I made another phone call, put my credit on the line, and I got a lot of money. And with that money, I made that investment, and I needed to make that investment that same day or I would lose it. All of a sudden, I had more money in my hand in one day than I've had in 3 months put together. Why did it happen? I didn't give up. I knew the solution lay in me. I'm the solution.
Yes.
The Chineke I'm looking for. I needed that inspiration. I had to have a conversation with my Chi. Why do you demand allegiance from me if you will not bless me? What is the point in believing in you if you will not bless me? I was talking to my Chi. I was talking to Chineke. I was talking to myself. And by going deep into my spiritual bucket, I pulled out a solution. So if you want to fly, you want to grow wings, your Chi is the wind beneath your wings. The solution lay in me and my neighbor that I called on the phone. Madubuchi Beya, all God's blessings come through somebody else. Understand that if you want to fly. There's nothing that you do in this world that doesn't come through somebody else. You cannot do it alone. But to have the relationship, to be one with your Chi, to be able to be blessed by your neighbor, you have to be able to respect, understand, and love your neighbor as Chineke loves you, as you love yourself. Because any issue you have in this world, I don't care what it is, either you need your life to be saved and you go to the hospital and the doctor fixes your problem, you have been saved and Chineke has listened to your prayers through that doctor and guided his hands when you were on the operating table. If you needed money and you called your mom, you called your friend, you called your bank, you called whoever, and you got it, you have been blessed through somebody.
Yes.
Somebody wants to execute you. You're innocent. You didn't do anything, and you prayed, and all of a sudden, the governor decides to commute your sentence. You have been saved. There is no blessing that you receive in life that does not come to somebody. Anything else is a miracle.
That's right.
Yes.
Miracles are the seemingly impossible, but everything that is created by Chineke that is divine on this earth and outside of it has possibilities. Nothing is impossible with Chi, because nature is not impossible. It exists, doesn't it? The planets flow around the sun. It exists. The energy of the sun comes through the earth to keep us alive. It exists. Everything that is life-sustaining in this world is divine. And if you understand that, you cannot go wrong. Love your neighbor. Don't burn your bridges. Do the right thing. Love yourself. Give people opportunities. Do good to others. Don't worry about if you're going to get anything back. Stop questioning the guy on the street begging for money if they're going to use the money you gave them to buy drugs or do the right thing. Do it for your Chi. Do it for your spirit. Do it for the positive karma that your goodness can attract to you. This is how you fly. Be the best version of yourself. Believe that Chi is in you, not out there. Believe that your fellow human being can be your savior tomorrow. Love each other if you want to fly. Love yourself. Appreciate humanity, appreciate life, because without this appreciation, there's no love. And without love, you got nothing.
You
You
got
have no,
nothing, and
Yes.
self-love, it is,
yeah,
your story is remarkable because it's not based on what anybody told you. It's not based on any advice necessarily outside of you. There was some advice, yes, but you believed. You see, this is part of the
yeah,
problem that people have. Part of the problem why people don't soar is that they don't believe. They don't believe they have the capacity to soar. They don't believe they deserve it. They wonder what people would say, if they did certain things. What is it I always say to you, Yudi? What's the worst thing that will ever happen? Somebody says no, right?
yeah,
That's it. That is absolutely the worst thing that will happen to any one of us, is that somebody says no to us.
yeah.
But if you
Mhm.
believe, that what you want is possible, just ask for it. You may not get it at that moment, but even as far as you're concerned, I'm a senior grant writer. Okay, I write grants all day. I don't always get it. But I write it anyway, because it's not about getting that yes immediately. It's also important to get the no, because when somebody says no to you, you learn what not to do, and for that matter, whom not to go to. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
confidence, some of us lack the confidence, to go after what we want. Some of us can't fly because we're afraid, what are they going to say about me? What are they going to think about me? That doesn't help you. If you want to fly, you got to go inwardly and listen and speak to Chineke. Dibia Chiedozie, your thoughts. Thank you, Yudi. Thank you. Chiedozie, feed us, feed us.
Yeah, I that example that Dibia Ochoaja Udemezwe gave to us, because I had a similar experience, which is why I'm on this platform today. So I've been researching into that since 2009. Before then, I've been doing peripheral research. But from 2009, I started getting initiated into the African mysteries so that I can have the first-hand witness, what they call the initiatory experience, and then I can tell story from inside, not from a textbook. And I've been trying to uh, link myself with African studies centers. But I always get disappointed, because at the end of the day, what I find is the Eurocentric perspective of presenting African study. The American, Canadian, Chinese, the Russian, the Japanese. I didn't find the African perspective of presenting African studies. So, yes, even though I was searching, I needed a place where I can let out my knowledge. And what we teach here is also based on the Western orientation.
Mhm,
But I never got deterred. So I kept doing my soul search, doing my prayer, even challenge my chi
mhm,
and challenge the cosmic, because we are from the cosmic. We have the four elements. Eke is water, Ori is wind, Afo is earth. They are bound together by Abia. And Abia is the spirit of God, Abia, that binds these forces together. And we are from the cosmic anyway, because all of us are from the same spirit. So it's like the thing germinating, like the pyramid, spreading out, like the sun there. And so if you channel your chi very well, you know your Agwu, and you control it, and then you are humble, because like the story he narrated, you must humble. If you're not humble, you cannot hear when you are being spoken to. You gotta know the footsteps of the ants, because it
mhm,
is when you are very tranquil that you can get to understand spirituality, hear the hidden voice. And then humility will make you do what you ordinarily would not do. Like he said, he made phone calls to somebody he just met not quite long ago. He doesn't have much intimacy with that person, but they have the same soul spirit. So, in doing that kind of prayer at that moment, challenging his chi, challenging is a killer. Challenging, putting the right energy, the connection was just made at that point. And if you didn't seize that moment, because when I make such prayers, that voice will tell me, you are under grace now. Do the call now. And if you are told you have 5 minutes, 30 minutes, you don't make that call that time. That is why he said he loaded his phone with credit. So you must have the right things, like somebody praying to go abroad and he doesn't have passport. The opportunity just comes by chance and you lose it. So I kept saying, and then I kept asking. And then I remember that there's a student of mine who here Chikaduru. He had his American man that brought, and he became my brother.
Okay.
Oh, no,
I think yeah, he's frozen. He'll be back. And I'm going to ask you. I'll get back to him. Dr. Monet, your thoughts?
Yes.
Why do you think people have difficulty flapping those wings and soaring?
Dr. Sidney.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, he's back.
Okay.
All
right, go ahead, Dr.
Okay.
Monet. Go ahead.
Well, I come from the perspective, and this is what was given to me. You know, this is what the Spirit had given to me, is the concept of you know, us in relation to our what the Igbo what the Igbo tradition calls the chi, which is the divine, if I'm not wrong, the divine energy from Chineke. And a lot of times we identify ourselves as what we're identifying ourselves as. And a lot of times what we're identifying ourselves as is an illusion, because we base it on our experiences and what has happened in our environment. Then we respond to that, and it kind of gets processed in our subconscious mind. We create a belief, and from that belief, there is a behavior that creates behaviors. Until we increase our chi, we do not recognize, until our chi increases, we do not recognize who we really are, which is in alignment with Chineke. We do not realize that our abilities is pretty much infinite, and our connection is infinite. And so a lot of times people are unable to get their wings and fly because they haven't even identified themselves as Chineke living within inside of them. And so that causes them to feel as if, and it's even taught, it's taught in Western society, especially Western society, as a means of control, that everything is outside of you. You know, that Chineke is outside of you. And so you're looking outward. You're constantly looking outward, and they want you to continue to look outward and not realizing that the power is within. And to build that power within, the intimacy and relationship with Chineke with inside of you. And a lot of people do not even recognize or know, or have been taught different. And so they don't get those wings because they're looking outside of themselves. And so they don't even know that they have wings where they can fly. And so that's what I think is the reason why people are unable to fly.
Good observation. Good observation. Thank you. Let me go back to Dibia Chiedozie. It seems like you've corrected your mic. So please continue with your thought. Can you hear me, Dibia Chiedozie? Okay. Why he's trying to, because I think he's still having it. I'm going to go back to take a quick break. I'll be right back. yes. Just to remind you, that will be the 14th at 10 a.m. Wonderful, wonderful presentation. Now we're going to go back to DB Dozier. It seems like you're back, and I'll keep calling on you. We still want to hear your thoughts. So go ahead and finish your thoughts, what you were talking about. Okay. I mean, he did tell us that they are having such a difficulty there.
Yeah.
We can't hear you. DB Ayana Anugo. Okay. All right. Okay.
So like as I was saying,
Excellent.
You just have to. Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying,
Yeah, go ahead.
can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Long 10 years, for me to get the right platform, because I want to do African studies from the African perspective. Because if we are not doing that, one will be doing great disservice to oneself, one's belief, one's spirituality, and one's mission here on earth. Because the whole thing that we are talking about is to realize who you are, your mission. What have you come to contribute to this whole edifice? You can't do that if you don't understand who you are, do self-appraisal, connect yourself with the cosmic energy, whom you are part of. We are just a spark of the cosmic energy. It is in us. We are part of it. It is part of us. We are just a micro of the macro. However, human beings have a problem animals don't. Because we are rational, we are imaginative. So that power to understand is the power to alter, the power to negate. But a lot of us don't know that we have this power. We are afraid to dare. We are afraid to alter situations. We think that the power to alter is outside. No, the power to alter is inside of us. That is why we were thrown here. That is where we are here. Because that is why we have physical with the closest nature to Chineke. Because why? Because Chineke is reason. Chineke is imagination. To bring something out of nothing is the power of imagination. To sustain that something, idealized about it, form concept about it, is the power of reason. To be attached to that is the power of emotion. When we contemplate, we exercise our power of the mind. But however, there is a hollowness in every human being. And that hollowness, if you are not careful, is difficult to understand. So all of us are seeking to fill it with either religion, drugs, philosophy, other people's ideologues. The whole thing about spirituality, about education, about philosophy, about whatever we are doing is first and foremost understand self. It is when we understand self that we can channel ourselves to Chineke. And then we will not find a distance anymore. It's just like a spark, and it happens magically, miraculously. It may not happen when we want it, but we keep trying, keep trying. There's something I've been working on. It's now this 8th month. I've been working on it, but I am not getting the required answer. And I did soul search, and it says the whole thing is on me. It's not on going to do sacrifices, going to deities or GBR to do. It's on me. It's my challenge. I have to do atonement. I have to do soul search. And as I began to do that from this beginning, I started in the month of July and I entered August, I can see that the aura around me is changing for the better. I can see that I am changing, I am having a more positive energy. You know, in my dreams,
Yes.
I used to fly. In my dreams, I fly. I fly at will. I discovered that I could hardly fly anymore. And so what will be wrong with it? I am doing certain things wrong. So I have to do a soul search. I have to reattune myself, find out those things I'm doing wrong, and that is how you get it right. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Fear is the greatest thing that can deter your possibilities. And once you are afraid, then you cannot dare. You cannot move from point A to B. And as I began to dare, there are terrible experiences. In the month of February, I had a terrible psychic attack that should have taken my life. And even when that psychic attack came, when I was doing my meditation, it said, run away, run away. I said, at my point of dedication, meditation, where I have connected with Chineke. Whichever power is coming at that point to take me, then Chineke, shame on you. At that point, my whole being and power, spiritual power came back. And I told the psychic attack, those who came, one of them is already gone. So that is the way it is. You do not achieve what you have or what you want, your need, just by on a platter of gold. If it is that way, then I'll tell you a little bit of story about Chineke from other people's point of view of other people's spirituality. If you read the Bible, the Jewish account or Christian account of creation will seem that Chineke just happened to be. No. When you go to the Babylonians, you now discover that El is the Babylonian word for ark god. So the Jews got the word El from the Babylonians, the Persians. So it says El, the ark god, spent 1,000 days fighting 1,000 gods, defeating one day before power to become the ark god. That is to tell us the story that not even the Chineke we call had it easy. Thank you.
Yes. Good job. Wonderful, wonderful. We're going to take a musical interlude and we'll be right back.
Were obi nwayọ, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke. Were obi dị mma, were obi nwayọ, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke. Asị na mmadụ niile ndị bi n'ụwa ga-anụ ihe, ha ga-anụ ebe Chineke na-ajụ. Ọ bụ gịnị mere ume n'ụwa jere ibe ha iro, ebe ya bụ Chukwu kere ụwa dị mma. Were obi dị mma. Mmadụ niile ndị bi n'ụwa ha ga-anụ ihe, ha ga-anụ ebe Chineke na-ajụ. Ọ bụ gịnị mere ume n'ụwa jere ibe ha iro, ebe ya bụ Chukwu kere ụwa dị mma. Were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke. Mmadụ niile ndị bi n'ụwa ha ga-ahụ ihe, ha ga-ahụ ihe ọma niile Chukwu kere. Ọ dịghị onye ọbụla Chukwu si na ọka ya mma, ọ dịghị onye ọbụla ka ibe ya mma. Were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke. Mmadụ niile ndị bi n'ụwa ha ga-ekwu eziokwu, ha ga-ekwede ihe kwuru mere eme. Ọ dịghị onye ọbụla okwu ya kacha ụtọ na ntị. Omenala anyị bụ eziokwu anyị. Were obi dị mma na-eto, were obi nwayọ, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke, were obi dị mma na-eto Chineke. Mmadụ niile ndị bi n'ụwa ha ga-anụ
when you praise Chineke, be sure that you be kind. Be kind, be kind. That's what the song is saying. There is no reason for us to hate each other. We can love and appreciate each other despite the differences. So we don't be demanded to Chineke. Use the kindness of your heart to praise. Remember, if Chineke is in each one of us, then that means that the person you're kind to, you're being kind to Chineke. You're being honorable and respectful. So when you're deceitful and when you're mean-spirited, you certainly cannot say that you believe in Chineke. Yes, indeed. You know, one of the things that I think is a reason why many people can't fly, I believe it has a lot to do with getting comfortable where you are. You know, I read an article, I can't remember, it's been a while. I read an article a while ago when the gentleman was talking about the fact that one of the reasons that people are not able to fly, not able to move beyond their comfort zone is because they are comfortable. They're comfortable where they are. You know, he used the car as an example. If you have an old broken down car, right? For the most part, you think, you know it's broken down. You need to change it. But once you get in that car and it gets you to the grocery store, it gets you to wherever it is you're going, you start getting comfortable. After all, hey, look, you know, a car is a car. It gets me to where I need to go. But the car is broken down. You need to work hard to change it. But you don't want to change it because what the heck? It just gets me where I need to go. It's the same thing as your spirit. If you're comfortable where you are spiritually, if you don't want, then you're not ready to move beyond. You're not ready to fly. You know, so you've got to move out of your comfort zone. You have to begin the process of redefining who you are so that you can achieve what you need to achieve. You cannot be comfortable. Never get comfortable. Flying. Think about it. A bird in the nest that gets comfortable. You know, I don't want to fly. I'm cool here. Mama feeds me. You know, she flies. She brings food. Hey, I'm cool. Why do I want to fly? You know what the mother does? Picks her little behind and pushes him up. So fly, boy, go. And that's where he realizes, well, you know, I can't stay here anymore. I have to move. So you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. What are your thoughts, Yudi?
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, about the getting out of your comfort zone. The limits that you have in life, sometimes you can't not control it. I mean, if you're in a war-torn zone, you're getting bombarded every day. Get shut up. If you live in Maiduguri in Nigeria and you got Boko Haram coming in there and your life is snuffed away or your family members are killed and all that. These are situations beyond your control. You can't really do anything about it. Now, you could pray about it and the chi in you will tell you, you need to get the heck out of there. You can't be worrying about, if I leave, there will be no food to eat. If you stay, you will die. Yes. Sometimes there are choices you make. Mm-hmm. Not everybody's going to get killed by Boko Haram over there. You are facing.
Hello, say it again.
Yes.
You have a farm or you have a business, you are there. Mm-hmm. Boko Haram is coming. If you stay, you get killed. Yes. If you get the heck out of there, worry about eating later. But at least you got your life. Where there's life and the will, there's a way. Life is about choices sometimes. We just make the wrong ones because we're not looking inside. We're not talking to our chi to get the solutions. No mountain is too high for you to climb. None. Oh, it's too much. I don't know if I can. Yes, you can. But you have to have that conversation with your chi. And you have to be the one who has to get up and take action. Nobody's taking it for you. It's all about you. It's not about some other magic. There's no magic to this thing. It's about you. And then another thing people do, which is kind of contrary, but we have a saying, a short person is only going to hang their bag where they can reach it.
That's right.
Sometimes you want to hang your bag where you can't reach it. And if it's not working out, then you start to cry. You know, I don't believe anymore. No, it's because you got greedy. Worry about paying your rent and putting food in your stomach and clothes in your bag. Stop worrying about the $10 million sitting somewhere in fantasy land that you want to get to. And yet you got
pray for. You pray for.
in Africa, and I'm sorry to say this, and I'm going to say it, people need to understand exactly what I'm saying here. So
Yes.
this is going to hit home.
Yes.
And some people are going to get mad. Some people are going to say that I'm desecrating Africans and I'm making it.
Come on with it.
Well, guess what?
Yes.
Let me make you look bad. Because if I make you look bad, I look good. So sorry. There are people running around here cutting people's gonads off, cutting women's breasts off, taking body parts. I'm talking about they're making witchcraft medicine so that they could get rich. Well, I got news for you. I don't care how many gonads you cut or how many eyeballs you pluck out and put it in a pot and put your whatever you want to put in it. If you don't have a good business plan, whatever you're planning is going to fail. So that money you're looking for is not falling from the sky free. The only way it's going to come to you free is if you go grab a gun, get a knife, go and rob somebody. And you better not get caught, because you get caught, you're dead. There's no magic to this whole thing. There's no voodoo for you to make money. But you see people losing their lives, getting murdered. A man went to sacrifice his own son, his 16-year-old son, for medicine to make money. And then they say, it's African. There's no African witchcraft, nothing. What you are dealing with is a bastardized economic modernity.
There you go.
That's what it is. You have traditional traits and things that you need to do to be successful. You've not bought into this foreign idea that any wealth, ill-begotten or not, is all the same. It is wealth. All people are going to do is respect money. You now believe that you can kill your own son so that somebody can make some medicine for you so that you could become rich. Some of them use that guys to do it, but a lot of them are just trafficking in human organs.
Yes.
They kill, they put your heart in a cooler, freeze this stuff and ship it. It's big business. It's going on just not in Africa. It's happening in South America. It's going on in Asia. Human trafficking is not about prostitution only. It's about human organs that are going to the wealthy people abroad who got kidneys or whatever, and they're coming over here and they tell you it's magic and they confuse everybody. Some of them are trafficking in human organs. And finally, let me say this. There's a hierarchy of human needs. One is the physiological need. The other one is the need to love somebody and somebody to love you. You have the need that you want to belong somewhere, so you join all kinds of groups. You have a need of self-esteem. You want to feel good about yourself. You want people to feel good about you. And the final one is self-actualization. You've become all that you can be. Well, guess what? 90% of people are stuck in the first rung, physiological need. They need to eat, they need to have a roof over your head, and they need to, have clothes on your back before they even start talking about family and love and everything else. This is where most people are stuck. And they're trying to figure out how to get out of this just having the physiological need so they could get to the next level. The need for love, fall in love, have a family, marry somebody. But everything is a step. You can get to all this. Some people don't have the dreams of sex actualizing. They don't want to be president. Their sex actualization could just be to have a good job and raise a family. And that's it. So depending on what self-actualization means to you, you could go through all this stuff and actually self-actualize, as long as you're not hanging your bag where you cannot reach it.
That's right. That's right. You
figure it out, set your limits, understand yourself, what you can do, what you can't do, find out what mixture of this cordon of life that you have to put together, life-sustaining forces, which includes your fellow human beings. Figure this thing out, because the solutions to your problem, if you really want to fly,
that's right. That's
right. Listen carefully with your ear to the ground, you will hear the footsteps of ants.
That's right.
Chi talking
That's
to you. Listen to it.
That's
Look at
right.
it.
That, you know, I wanted to, you know, I was while you were speaking on, you were making a particular point, and I wanted you to
Yeah.
pause for a moment so that I can add something to that.
Yeah.
One of the most disturbing things that is happening to us, and because we focus so much on what people think of us, and we're always trying to please, we don't even see some of the terrible things that is happening to us, to our people. I don't know how many of you are aware that, and this is not a racist comment, this is fact. I said that I may say certain things, we may say certain things in this broadcast that may be uncomfortable, but it has to be said. Many of our young Black men in Africa are missing. They are missing because their organs, their private parts, their penises are being used, cut off, killed, cut off, and taken to China as aphrodisiac. They put it in soups for people to eat. Now, you look down on our Black men, that for you to become a real man, you have to eat their private parts.
Sickening.
Not only is this sickening, you're a liar. The day you look down on a Black man, you better ask yourself the truth. Why do you think it takes his private parts to make you a man? Huh? But our people are not paying attention. We listen. People come into our space and take from us, not just even our own things, but our own people, to eat our people. And that's supposed to be an aphrodisiac. But if they come to Africa, oh my God, we're voodoo people. But they are taking body parts to eat, to become real men. The Black man that you are talking ill of, that you're putting down, that you still say, you still feel that he's so powerful. He's got something you don't have. You got to eat it to become a real man. To be able to be a man, you have to eat a man, another fellow human being, the very one that you put down, the very one that you come to his country and take his land and disrupt his well-being. But see, our people don't pay attention. We don't listen. We don't see. We have our eyes up in the sky, talking to the sky father, the sky God, who's going to pull us up while our brothers and sisters are being taken away. Our men. We are losing our men to China as delicacies. Can you imagine how much of that they're selling every day? That's how much Black men are dying. And then some of our people in China will sit there and see that those things that they're eating is their brothers. And they say nothing because they're just so grateful to be in China. We're just so grateful to rub shoulders with them. But that's what they think of us. That's what they think of our men. So when Yudi was saying a little bit about that, I was just wanting you guys to know. This is serious stuff. To fly doesn't mean just to fly. The eyes must be open. The ears must be open. You must listen. You must see. You must hear. You must play your role in what's going on in your community. Do not let other people determine how far you can soar. And soaring, just like the bird would look down and see what's going on around. As you soar, make sure you're looking around to see what's going on.
Yeah, don't be blind.
Don't be blinded by the shiny stuff that's brought to you. There's so much shiny stuff that's brought to the African communities. Not just in Nigeria, not just in Ghana, not just in Africa, here in African American communities. We're so blinded by the fact that our children are attending all these fancy universities when they learn how not to be who they are. Oh, but we're excited. He's going to, there's nothing I find more annoying. I don't want to call names. I'm just leave that alone. You all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more thing before I ask Chidozie. We have a tendency to say we are something. We pretend we are something until somebody comes in and tells us, if you drop who you are, I'll give you some love. Then you just stop being. All of a sudden, you assume what that person has brought into your life and you forget everything about who you were before they came in. That's not flying. That is not flying. That's going along.
Yeah. Make
sure that your feet are firmly on the ground. You know who you are. If you know yourself, you know where you're going. But if you are so willing to have somebody change your opinion about what you thought you believed, just so you can have some love. That's what the people say in Nigeria. You are a fool. Man know thyself is not a joke. Because if you know yourself, nobody can switch you around. Dibia Chidozie, take it from there.
Yeah. Okay, Dibia, why? You know, what you just said is what we call the theory of authenticity. Being authentic is different from tagging along, following the day, following the crowd, practicing bad faith. That inauthenticity. And there are so many of us on that line, and that is the problem of the black race today. We are living life, borrowed life. That's the kind of the problem we have. The life we are living is not ours. We are borrowing it. And because we are living, we are dressed in borrowed robes, what Franz Fanon calls black skin, white mask, and what has been theorized to be the African personality problem, the problem of identity. And the only way we can correct it is to make a journey back into our spirituality. And when I say we make a journey back into our spirituality, it means that the goat will learn how to flock with the goat. The sheep with the sheep. The oxen and cow with the oxen and the cow. That is to say, if you are Igbo, realize yourself as Igbo. If you are Yoruba, realize yourself as Yoruba. And if you are Igbo, realize yourself from your domain first before you begin to extend outward. And that is what I call the theory of dialectics, because no location you have to understand yourself first, even within the home. One mother gives to all the children, but all the children don't have the same chi. And so even at home, I have to understand who I am first before I can key in properly, have a vantage point in the family cocoon. Without understanding myself, I can't understand the family values. And if I don't understand myself, I can't understand the family values and the societal values, the race values, and so on and so forth. And so what is going on today is survival of the fittest. That is why we need to go back into our spirituality, because our spirituality teaches us how to fly and not fly alone, but to fly together.
Oh, man.
Because when we fly alone, we can go far, but the danger is that when we are tired, and now we and that is the caterpillar. When the caterpillar is still young, detach it. You need to use force to detach it. But when the caterpillar is ripe, it drops so easily. for people to pick and roast and eat. So the danger of flying alone is that we will get trapped. And when we get trapped, we get entrapped. It becomes difficult for us to practice retrieval. That is the problem of black race today. And that is why we will keep being decimated because we lack community consciousness.
That's right.
We lack understanding that of who we are. Because if we fly within our culture, it teaches us how to fly together because birds fly together.
Yep. True.
That's
And
right.
that is why the English have the idea that birds are flock, that birds fly together. You hardly see a bird fly alone, they fly together. If we fly together, then our ears will be open, our eyes will be open. That means that we will have collective intelligence, community intelligence, our ears, group resilience,
Yes.
there will be group reliability.
Yes.
So what is happening to us today, and we are not talking, rather we are even participating, just like we did in the time of slave trade, we are participating in the trade to make money because we want to fly alone. And since we want to fly alone, once my world is good, it doesn't matter. Once I am able to have a mansion, have dollars and euros and pounds, stack them away in foreign accounts, and pick all the beautiful girls around, useless their lives, it's okay. What is happening to my people, I don't care. Insofar as I alone am okay. That is the problem we have in group consciousness because we are not into our spirituality. This is not the first time we are saying this on this platform. So we need to go back into our spirituality. We can have group consciousness. We will learn how to fly together. And then even when we are flying alone, we have to send a message, tell mama or papa or brother or sister, I am flying in this direction. If you don't see me in so hours of seconds or hours or minutes, please look for me. That is our attitude as Africans. We don't fly and fly alone.
Yes.
They won't.
Yeah, guys, then they will. I want to read something that Namdi wrote. What about those in our community, particularly African Americans, that say, why do we need to go back? We can create something new because the past is the past. And that there lies in the problem. I always say to African Americans or anybody in diaspora, just remember, when this ground shakes, you better have somewhere to go. Everybody else does. The Chinese know where to go. The Mexicans know where to go. The Muslims know where to go. The Jewish know where to go. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? You are African, whether you like it or not. That is your heritage, and you should be proud of it. And you know what? And it's so important that right now we've got the internet. So you should be able to go and investigate yourself about Africa. If you don't know about your people, go to the internet. If you don't want to go to the library, information is everywhere. You will find out about every African country. Find out that they're just as civilized as everywhere else. Don't let all those pictures that they show you about hungry African children. Yeah, that they exist, and we must help where that exists. But that's not all we are all about. That's not what all we are all about. That is so important that we begin to think just like Dibia Chiedozie said. Communal thinking is so imperative for our survival. The world is a Serengeti, survival of the fittest. If you want to survive, you better start doing what the lions do. They travel in packs. Not to create problems. No, that's not the point. The point is that you need each other. We need each other so that we make sure. We need to be together spiritually, culturally, historically. We need to find out who we are. Teach our children who they are. You know, as an adult. Incidentally, we have the African University is not going to open in August because we're still having some challenges with the internet, with the web page. We're still working on the web page, and as soon as that is completed, then we are going to start registering. And I want to thank DB Achildozie certainly for the curriculum that he's set up. You're just a powerful gentleman. We're so proud of you. And so we're working towards that end. But the reason why I interjected this is because for us to know who we are, you really need to attend Chiis University. That's just the bottom line. You're going to find out about our spirituality. You find out because the spirituality we're talking about is under the umbrella of Chiism, Godianism, but what we're about is acceptance of the diversity of our spirituality on the continent, Ultra. We accept it. We know that that's what makes us unique. You're going to find that out when you attend Chiis University. You're going to find out about our cultural diversity and then what ties us together culturally, and also much historical facts. So I'm excited. I hope you are. I'm looking forward for us to launch that university. But one other thing is the language. We're going to start teaching Igbo language very soon, because it's also important that we know, at least you should at least know one African language. It doesn't have to be Igbo. It could be Yoruba, Hausa, whatever. It could be Akan, whatever. Find an African language that you need to learn to speak. And we're going to be offering Igbo language. So that's coming up soon. So we are quite excited about that. Now, I want to ask another question. And this is for Dr. Simone Ajamu.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that part of the reason why people can't fly is that they have a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas that they have, but they just don't put it into action? They don't know what to do with it.
I think that's true. And I think that comes into trusting yourself. It still comes into self-actualization, like Uncle was saying. And it comes down to trusting yourself, because when those things come, I know all my life I've been intuitive. So things came to me, the spirits come to me and things like that. I'm used to, and so I've learned to trust that. But a lot of people, there is a fear to trust that. And I think a lot of us have been conditioned not to trust ourselves because it keeps you kind of in a matrix of society. You're just, and you're not able to really elevate. It keeps you at a certain level. And so trusting that of which is coming to you could be a really big challenge, because you don't believe that what spirit is telling you, which is usually coming from spirit or Chineke or your ancestors, is usually, or a combination of everyone. And what usually they're telling you, you do not trust, because you do not trust the chi that is inside of you. You do not trust Chineke. You do not trust that this is something that can happen, not knowing that what a lot of times spirit is trying to lead us to our purpose. We're on the wrong track.
Yes.
We're not going in the right direction, and we're not having a quality of life because we're not living in our purpose and what we're here for, because all of us are here for a particular purpose. And a lot of people, because they're ignoring what Chineke is telling them, what the ancestor is telling them, they are not identifying and taking claim of the direction that they're supposed to go, which is causing this ease in while they're living here on the earth realm, and so it comes down to trust, and we must trust ourselves. Trust what is coming to us, because when you trust yourself, you trust the chi, which is who you really are, that lives within inside of you. And so take that risk, and that will elevate you. And when you get to that elevation, if you think of it like a plane, and you have that plane, and you have your ancestors. They're on riding on that plane with you, and Chineke is riding on that plane with you, and you're elevating. You may run into some turbulence. So the turbulence may be some oppositions that may come, but if you trust yourself, you will keep going. You're not going to turn that plane around. You will keep elevating. And when you get to a certain level of elevation, that turbulence will end, and you will be on a higher level of existence. And for me, that always feels, I can feel it. I can feel a shift. And that shift feels like the weather change. Like when you know the rain is coming, I know, like intuitively, I know it feels like, it feels like when the rain is coming, and it kind of like things shift. You know, you smell it. You can smell it. You smell the rain. It's not raining yet, but you smell the rain coming.
Yeah.
That is what that elevation looks like. You know, that's how it is.
Yes.
But you can't turn back.
Yes.
You can't, you cannot turn back. You can't turn that plane around. You have to keep going even through the opposition, because that opposition is going to come, because that illusionary aspect of you is going to challenge the real you, which is Chineke.
Yes.
So we must keep going.
That's right. Keep going. I'm going to thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for your thoughts. But at this moment, we're going to accept questions from our listeners. So please, if you have any questions for any one of them, and address it directly to who you're asking the question, so that the person knows to respond, we can give the person the question. So while we're waiting for some of these questions to come, I'm going to remind people what our show is about next week. I have to keep playing that so that we remember. Yes. I'm going to start by asking Yudi a question, and then Yudi, I think you had your hands up, so you can add whatever you want to add to it. Why are people easily distracted from what they want to do? Why?
Well, personally, first of all, everybody, you have to have goals in life, and if you have serious goals and you're serious about it, nobody's going to deter you from it. A lot of times people are deterred, number one, the enormity of the goal, number two, environmental forces, right? And number three, letting too many people into your business. Sometimes you have ideas and things you want to do. You have to keep it to yourself to a certain extent, and only interact with people that will help you get to that goal.
Yes.
A lot of times you're limited by what you accomplish because you're letting out too much information. And when people, let me say this, not everybody is happy for you if you're trying to be successful.
Yes.
You have detractors, and their job is to get you off the rails, to discourage you, to let you know how difficult it's going to be. Why you wasting your time trying to do this stuff when you can do that stuff? And sometimes you start chasing somebody else's dream. You came to them with your dream. Then they convince you that your dream is too much. But I got a solution for you.
Yes.
You could do this, you could do that. Now you're helping them get to their goal.
Yes.
This is really what it is. People get distracted. You let out too much information. You're not focused on what it is you want to do and just do it. You don't have the right people in your life or communicate with the right people. Communicate with people that can help you achieve that goal, who love you, who will be happy for you when you accomplish the goal.
Yes.
You think everybody loves you. No, they don't. Even your own family members who derail you just like that.
You did there's an Igbo word for that. Utokamenya.
Oh, yeah.
Utokamenya.
Praise you.
Yeah. I have a question now. We have a question for all of us. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have just about 10 minutes to go. So each one of you take a minute to answer this. Don't go beyond a minute because I'll cut you off. So, okay. This is from Nandi. And he says, Dr. Simona, but he says also that any one of us can answer this. What are the steps to building that trust of self? Because some people will say it's easier said than done. Cultural identity appropriation and the societal norms of today make it difficult to make those thought shifts from happening.
Yes, I think that in building self-trust, first of all, we have to look within. We have to connect. Our goal should be how we can build our chi as much as possible. How can we exist here with as much chi as possible? Because if we're able to line up with Chineke, we're able to hear what the ancestors have to say. If we're able to know the direction that we're going in, then we're able to trust ourselves. Even with cultural appropriation. One thing with me, I know in my spiritual journey, because I grew up Christian, I knew no other faith. I came from a very small town. I wasn't exposed. Back when I was younger, they didn't even have the internet.
10 seconds.
Okay, they didn't even have the internet. And so that is, so I didn't know. But when going within, I was able to come out of that and learn the truth and be able to trust myself with the help of Chineke.
Thank you. Dr. Chiedozie, Dibia Chiedozie.
Yeah, the first question we must ask ourselves is, who am I? If I don't ask myself that question, then I will not start soul search. There are not, and who am I? What makes me what I am? What am I here to do? How can I accomplish my dreams? Within cultural appropriation, where I'm going, what vehicle would take me there? So I must first of all ask myself that question: who am I? How can I get where I'm going? Then I look for the vehicle. But before I look for the vehicle, I must first understand myself, ask myself within my cultural norms, and then I have to do cultural adaptation, not adaptation. So in world to stop, there are preys and predators. You either allow yourself to be a prey or you're a predator.
Yes.
To be eaten is not physical eating. To be the worst kind of eating is to be sucked up into other people's culture, other people's spirituality. So you are just used like a pawn on their own chessboard.
That's right.
Understand who you are, find your path, and then you can conquer the world easier than when you go alone. Because it's when we come together where we learn how to respect each other. Man respects woman, woman respects man.
10 seconds.
So, older people, younger ones. With that, we go far. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Yudi.
Yeah, not necessarily in this order. You have to have self-awareness. You must have that. You must also understand that there is no distance between you and Chineke. Yes. Chineke you seek is in you.
Yes.
You cannot justify your worth by someone else's standards. Don't be Muslim, Christian, or whatever. by believing that if you are not one of those things, then you have no relationship with one Chineke, because that means you have no relationship with yourself. Diversity is divine. The difference you see in the world is divine. You're not a mistake. You cannot be marching to somebody else's tune. March to yours. That's what other nations do. That's what successful people do.
Yes, yes.
Like Dr. Chido just said, survival of the fittest. That's the mantra for life. You will be eaten alive if you don't fight. There's nothing wrong with fighting if you're threatened. Culture is the backbone of a people. All relevant cultures in this world are original in what they do, and they will defend it with their life.
Yes.
Your best defense against imperialism is your culture. Your best defense against influence, being taken off track, is self-awareness.
Yes.
Love yourself, trust your chi, and you're just going to be all fine. Define yourself.
Yes.
Don't let somebody else define you.
That's right. My response to that is very simple. Just pretend you're on an island and there's nobody else around you. Mentally think about that. What would you do? How would you get out of that island so you can get back to mainland?
Thank you.
You do not climb the tree and let go because God is there.
Yes.
You got to do something. So if you want to do something, believe in yourself. If you want to climb upstairs, you know that the steps will hold your weight so that you can get to the top. So believe in yourself that Chineke will hold your weight as you try to climb. Do not base anything on what other people say about you. If you're on an island, that's the first question. What would you do? Would you stay there and die, or would you figure out how to get to the other end? It may take you a long time, but you have to figure out how to get back on mainland. And so it is. Thank you for that question. Let's see. Do I have another question? Says, but I'm an introvert, so it is not bad on the island. Well,
you got jokes.
But we are not coming. Okay. Okay. I just want to end this program today by just first of all thanking everybody. Namdi says great answers, so thank you all for answering his question. I don't see another question, so we're going to move forward. But I want to thank everyone who joined us, all the listeners, and all those who contributed to the questions and Dozier, Dibia Udionyo, Dr. Simone. You know, what we're doing here is so very, very important. I know it's time consuming every Sunday. People don't understand. It's not easy. We have things we can be doing, but we're here. The one thing I always want to say, because sometimes people think if you work with someone else, then that means that you're letting go of your own dreams. Sometimes working with other people will make your dream a reality. Yes. So you shouldn't just, poo-poo other people because they ask you to be a part of what they're doing. Being a part of what they're doing. Chia Dozier joined us. It's impacting his own dreams and goals, just as it's impacting us as well. Yes. We're not losing because he's here. He's not losing because of us. UD is here every single Sunday, unless we cancel. He's got other things he's doing, but he's benefiting from this spiritually, and he's contributing to everybody. Dr. Monet, the same thing. You have a whole lot of things that you're doing with your life, but you're here. You're here not because you're giving yourself to us. You're here because you are gaining from us, yes, as we're gaining from you. So sometimes we have to depend on each other to move forward. Sometimes that is almost even a mandate. Before you move forward, you may have to be willing to work with other people.
Yes.
I thank all of you. Before I finish my statement, my closing statement, I just want to play this. Just thank everybody for joining us today. You're so appreciated. Thank you so much for joining us. Chiism is a broadcast of the Global Faith Ministries of Chiism, which is a ministry of the Godian religion, founded by His Holiness Nkporo Nigeria, our very darling, dear father. And we hope we're making him proud. We hope we're making Noha, the first mother of Godian religion. We're hoping that we are making her proud as well. Thank you all for being here. We're looking forward to the very, very wonderful show that's coming up next week. You do not want to miss that. You want to be a part of that wonderful presentation. I can't wait. I don't know about you, but I know I cannot wait. And so on that note, I'll end it by bringing back my dear, dear nephew, who has reminded us that it's imperative that we watch Chiism. Yagazino. An improved website.
Hold on. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Wait, has it occurred to me that you still haven't subscribed to this channel yet? You haven't subscribed, you haven't followed the Facebook, you haven't checked out the website, nothing? No. Hold on, you're missing out down here. You're gonna have some fun. But big shout out to everybody who has been watching us for a long time. We've been doing this for years. We've been doing this for a long time, and this is the biggest we have ever reached out to people. And I do appreciate for everyone who watched the video to the end. It really helps us. We try to give out wisdom and information every single day. Much love to everybody. Make sure to follow the Facebook. Make sure to check out the website and the YouTube. We post 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can't miss that. Have a beautiful time. You have a blessed day. Wonderful day. Peace.
I stand in the perfecting presence of Chineke. Right where I am, Chineke is. Chineke is in the midst of me, creating divine order through divine love. I fear nothing